Hello, everybody. I'm so excited today that we have Miss Wong with us in the office in the city of Atlanta. So, thank you so much for joining us today. And we're a little bit late, but it's been a very busy day for the office and Miss Wong taking care of each and every single client that comes to the office. So, thank you so much, Miss Wong, for having us today. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And one of the reasons why we are late is because we're trying to catch the news on Venezuelans. New things came out as of last night saying that anytime Venezuelans come to America, they're following the model of reunite with Ukrainians, which means that if you have someone in America that's willing to sign the I-134, that's the affidavit of support, then you can actually be paroled in America and for the first 24,000 Venezuelans. Now, the interesting thing is we don't know how they're going to do it. Rumor is that the Venezuelans have to go to the American embassy in Colombia, in Ecuador to apply for it. Because on the other hand, the law clearly says it has to be a port of entry. Port of entry means the port. That means you have to either through the land border, which is through Mexico, or through any airport. So you have Canadian port of entry or Mexican port of entry. But rumor now is also Mexico is denying entry to Venezuelans, even though as a few days ago, Venezuelans could come visa free to Mexico. So now we are still if you have any information, also let us know. Because right now the information is that you have to go through an American embassy instead of coming through Mexico. For Ukrainians, you can come through as long as you have I-134. So if they follow the Ukrainian model, they should be or may be able to come through land and show the I-134. But at this time, the details are murky. But that's good news for Venezuelans, the first 24,000 people.
Yeah, so hopefully we're gonna have some more information because I was reading to the some stats, and it says that back in 2014, the amount of Venezuelans that were coming in the country per month was 120 people per month, but now back in September 2022, there was 33,000 people coming in 1 month, and August was 24,000, July was like 20,000. So it was increasing, and we know that New York just declared an emergency situation there because they have no shelters, they have no more detention centers, they don't have enough resources to cover all of the needs of the Venezuelan people, especially because even Venezuelans are coming even more than people from Central America or Mexico right now. So let's see what happens. Let's see what's going on in the next few days, and hopefully, the people that should come,
Mhm.
they will be in a good shape, and the others that are just coming for no reason, or that they don't have anybody here, because this is the other issue is one that um, they come and they don't have any money, and then they start calling people here, hey, can you send me money? So it is like a little bit difficult for the people here, um, because we don't want to say no, but we don't have money to help everybody
Mhm.
that want to come. So
That's right.
this is one of the concerns that we are having right now. So hopefully, for some people there will be a relief. Some people will be reunited here in the United States, and the other people, let's see what the government is gonna do.
Mhm.
So, are you ready for questions today, Ms. Wong?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So we have uh, Sumit. He's asking this question. Hello, I want your suggestions on staying in the United States with C1D visa. I want to finish my 6 month contract on ship and want to stay at USA. Is there any process to stay legally in the United States on C1D visa?
Okay, so what is a C1D1 visa? That's the crewman and through air or water. So, for example, I'm going to go work on a cruise, the Princess Cruise, a celebrity cruise. Normally, the people who work on cruises, they could come to land to make some calls, to do some shopping, and they go back to the boat. So C1D1 means that you can just come for a few days and go back. C1D1 is different from tourist visa because tourist visa is a B1, B2 that allows you to stay for 6 months. That only also allows you to change status, to adjust status. So, for example, I got married, I can change it to a green card. I like to go to school, I can change it to a school visa. C1D1, no change of status, no extension of stay. So basically, it's more like a international crewman. You're stuck here. So I always recommend if you want to come to America, get your credibility to go back on a boat and then come out, go back on a boat. Because one thing nice about a crewman is very, very hard. Even for people like us who go on vacation on a cruise ship, we go and have fun. They have classes at night, to learn dancing or listen to the big band. The people who work there, like a boat, they typically have sometimes 2,000 workers. Those people, most of them carry C1D1. And so America doesn't want these people. See, a lot of times I'll pay like a shipping company to get me a letter to work on a boat. I'll come to America to board because most of these boats, they board on New York or Vancouver or Florida. So instead of boarding, I ran away. So that's why America is pretty strict on C1D1. If you have 245I, so for example, your parents have filed some papers, if you have 245I, C1D1 could adjust, could do something. But if you don't have 245I, I don't recommend you come on a C1D1. Create credibility, get a lot of stamps in your passport on your C1D1, and go back to the American embassy, apply for tourist visa. Normally, if they saw that you went back to the boat, it's not hard to get a tourist visa. And if you also keep going back on a tourist visa, your whole family can get that tourist visa and come. My experience has been when I represent crewmen, they did save some money because they work on a boat, they sleep on a boat. It's very hard work. I mean, I did that in the Catskills when I was a young lawyer. I did that. There was 7 summers, but every summer in those days, I saved like $2,000 or $3,000, and that's my spending money and my tuition. Even though I got full scholarship, my book money for the whole year. So working on a cruise, people do save at least 25,000, sometimes up to 30,000 if you get tips, US dollars. So if you work 3 years, you save about 50, 60,000. That's what people do. So then maybe you have now some money, maybe come on a tourist visa. Now you have money maybe to go tour America, go to school and stuff like that.
Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Wong, for your answer. I just sent some voice notes to this person just in case. But if you want to have the full answer, you just need to join us here, or you can watch the video later on the YouTube or Facebook as well. And we have the recordings there where Miss Wong is giving all the information. So we have Gautam or Gautam. Hello, guys. What should I do about my mails if I leave the United States for temporary time? Um, about to leave abroad, if I didn't have address here in the United States during 2 or 3 years, how do I save my mails from when?
You can do a change of address on a green card. You can just go to your local post office and give them a new address. So all your automatic mail will go to that address, or just ask them to hold on to your papers, or open a PO box. A PO box you pay about maybe $10 a month or maybe $100 a year. In the olden days, a lot of poor like people like us, I'm lucky I came as a student, so I have a dormitory. But through the years, there are always people coming. They open PO boxes in private. Like a lot of times, if you go to a Federal Express shop or you go to a USPS shop or even private apartments. They have PO boxes for people like the crewmen. They'll have PO boxes, so the letter would come to that place and they'll hold on to it, and it's locked. So whenever you come back on shore, you can go to that PO box and get your mail. It's not that hard. America is filled with innovations to help people keep their mail. And American people do the same thing. So, for example, my neighbor goes on vacation. They plan to go on a 5-month cruise. They will tell the post office, please hold my mail, and I won't be in town for 5 months. And they keep it secret so people don't know and come rob your house or something. So the mail should not be a problem. And in your case, it's 2 or 3 years. I don't see a problem on that.
Okay, so thank you so much. If you need more information, don't forget to call. The phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you want to call in order to talk to Ms. Wong. This next question says, 10 years ago, I was married to a lady when I won DV lottery. Uh, I was denied the visa because I made mention that I was assisted in the process. After 5 years, we divorced and married again in 2021 to a U.S. citizen uh, who then filed for me. Please, what could be a red flag in this case?
So on the form, on the I-130 and 485 forms, they would ask how many times were you married. So you say 2 times, 1 time to that DB case and 1 time to American citizen, which is a current marriage. So they may ask for proof because I don't know if you are the DV winner and she just tagged along. There's really no why would you lie to the government when you are the principal. But if she's a DV owner and you married her, because if you marry her, then you also qualify for the DV beneficiary. So it depends on circumstances, but I don't even know if you got the green card through the DV. If you didn't get it, it should not be that much. So it depends on why you marry, who you marry. I don't see a major problem because the woman is not a US citizen or US green card holder.
Okay, so that's the answer for this case. If you need more information, Dochi or Doce, I don't know how the pronunciation is. Just give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. This person says, thank you so much. I'm watching your live right now. So thank you for your questions. The next question that we have here comes from Marcelo. Now, Marcelo says that he's a computer engineer from Colombia. He wants to come and here and work. He has a B1 visa, B1 visitor visa, but he would like to apply for an employment visa here in the United States. What is the best way to do it? From Colombia or being in the United States with a tourist visa?
There are 2 ways to do this case. You either wait in Colombia, get a job offer. America is filled with job offers because we are short of workers. Do the H-1B in February. If you got into the lottery, the 65,000, then in April 1st to April 5th, you file the H-1B. If that's approved and you got also into the lottery, because they normally do 100,000 or 120,000, even though there's only 65,000. And then by September 15th, you will come with the H-1B and then start working. Another way to do it, if the employer is willing to hire you and give you a green card, then you wait overseas for the perm process, which takes about 1.5 years, and the I-140 process, which there's a premium processing. That means you can make it faster. I would suspect in less than 1.5 years, the perm and the I-140 would be done. We cable the I-140 back home to you, and it'll take about 7 to 8 months to fill in the DS-260, and then you and your whole family can come now with a green card. Once you get the green card in America, you can work for the same employer for as long as you work for them more than 6 months. You can actually quit the employer and still keep your green card. These are the 2 ways to come.
Okay, so please get in touch with us. The phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. Attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has been working on this field for over 45 years. She has a lot of experience, and you want to get in touch with a good attorney that has the enough experience to handle your case. Some other attorneys can say that they cannot do it, but we know that when you talk to the attorney Margaret W. Wong, there must be a way that you are going to be able to do your case. So don't forget to call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and also you can meet her in any of the 9 cities that she is going through. And she has offices in Atlanta, Cleveland, Chicago, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is just one phone number: 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. So the next question is coming through. Miss One, this person is asking, um, if I go to on a student visa, um, am I able to change my status to a worker's visa? Thank you.
Yes. Yes, student visa. There are two types of student visa. F1 is a student visa. J1 is also a student visa. There are two types of J1. One is subject, that means you cannot change, but most of those are more medical doctors, scientists that the country wants them back. So student visa, absolutely can change it to H1, to TN, to whatever you want.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And don't forget the phone number: 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Interesting question right now, Ms. Wong. Uh, Hello, I hope you are doing well. I would like to ask about the news that I saw yesterday about the southern border, and I would like to know if that's true or if it's a lie, because my brother is coming on the way to the United States, and I would like to know if I should call him and tell him to go back, or when is this starting to be uh, on effective? Yeah.
That means it's a Venezuelan. I presume you mean the Venezuelan process. I would call him to turn him back, because rumor is that Mexico is denying entry to Venezuelans coming in before they accept them, and they just have to fight and go through the border. Now I've heard that they're denying entry, but if they come, so the if you read, just go to uscis.gov and read new Venezuelan cases, just like Ukraine. I read it this morning. It said if you enter irregularly through Panama or Mexico, then they would not grant a visa. Irregular means, I guess, if you illegally enter Mexico, which I always thought Venezuelans don't need a visa anyway. So if your brother came and was denied entry and he's tried to sneak in, that parole would not be granted. The Venezuelan Ukrainian thing would not be granted.
Yes, Ms. Wong, and also, well, I want to translate for this person, but also they are checking even the hotels where you stay, or the places that you stay in Mexico, to see if you are using a coyote to come to the United States. So, bueno, la respuesta de la abogada en este caso es que le recomendaría que le diga a su hermano que se regrese y que usted más adelante trate de pedirlo de inmediato. Si ya usted está en un proceso, usted trate de pedirlo y de demostrar que usted es la persona adecuada para darle la manutención a su hermano cuando ya esté aquí en los Estados Unidos. Pero también en México están negando la entrada a aquellas personas que lo hacen por vía aérea. A muchas personas les están negando la entrada. Así que debe tener mucho cuidado con este tipo de casos. Y bueno, son cosas que están pasando. So these things are going on right now, Ms. Wong, and people are asking a lot of those questions right here. The next question is, um, well, I is the phone is loading the question. But Ms. Wong, about this DACA thing that was going on, what is going to happen with DACA? Are they going to renew it? Is not going to go on anymore?
Yes, Biden came up with new regulations as of October 30th. It will come effective that all new DACAs, you only get the receipt. It will not be approved. But anytime you already have DACA and you only need a parole on an old DACA, it will be approved. So for those of us who never got DACA, file it anyway to get a receipt notice. For those of us who already have DACA, you can continue to file the DACA extension for every 24 months and also ask for parole.
Okay, so they will continue to have that.
Yes.
Can we file new applications?
No, you could, but it won't be granted. So you get a receipt notice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And another question, and we know that we are already at our time is up, but what happens with the people that already came in and they were paroled in? And I'm talking about the Venezuelan people, this case that just came up yesterday. Are they still able to file for a work permit, or they need to file asylum?
Parole, the two types, actually, there are few types of parole, but the latest parole, they say this parole is not eligible for travel or work permit. Now, I don't know what it means because parole itself means that you can always apply for work permit. The only thing is now they're also only giving 2 or 3 months, which means that by the time immigration get it, by the time you get all the forms ready, it'll be after 3 months. Parole work permit is only good for the duration of that parole.
Okay.
So you can file it and see what immigration says, and it's $410. I would file it. Another thing immigration is really encouraging us to do is to file the form 1450. That's a debit card or credit card a direct deposit with immigration. So instead of filling out a check now, you can just fill out that 1450. So instead of giving them a personal check or a money order, I would just file it and see what they say. But actually, the real thing is really file for the asylum, because parole, even if they give us the 1 year, work permit is only good for that 1 year. Then later, what happened? And you miss your 1 year on asylum. The only way, if you come undocumented or through parole to America, is file for asylum. That's why President Biden is really increasing. In fact, it was announced just yesterday or a few days ago, they're increasing the quota for the visa number for the H-2B. They're increasing parole for Venezuelans. They're doing a lot of this stuff to allow people to come in an orderly sense with legal visa, instead of running around, coming undocumented, coming illegally and get hurt, and we're too scared to report, because a lot of people are being raped, or I shouldn't say murdered, but people are suffering at the border and people want to come so badly. And I still remember when I was a young girl in Hong Kong years and years ago. I mean, every day we dream about America, so I totally get it that we want to come, but we need to come in an orderly manner, not just because, I want to go to America. You couldn't do that. The world have changed.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong. So Nicole Shelley looks like she's asking, she's writing a question, but I don't know if we have more time today. So thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for your time. We'll keep in touch, and I'll see you next Wednesday in the Spanish show.
That'll be awesome.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, and
Yeah.
thank you for coming to Atlanta. Atlanta loves you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't forget to call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. The attorney, Margaret W. Wong. Thank you, and see you next time.
See you next time.